Okay, so good morning to everyone. I am Ms. Macon and I'm your instructor in Strategic Cost Management. And for this video, I will be discussing the objectives, role, scope of management accounting. So to start, these are our learning objectives. First, to describe the nature, scope, and objectives of management accounting and its relationship to financial accounting. Second, to identify the roles of the management accountants. And the third one is to explain the need for management accounting information. And in order for us to achieve those objectives, the topics that we're going to discuss are the basic management functions and concepts, the distinction between management accounting and financial accounting, and an additional discussion on the roles and activities of a controller and a treasurer. Okay, so simulan na po natin. First and foremost, we all know that management is crucial and an important part in every business organization. I mean, whether it is a small business or a large business, whether it is a service type of business or to a more complex manufacturing type of business, lahat ng business organization ay mayroong management. It can be the owner, it can be the partners, or it can be the board of directors. But common to all management ay yung kani-kanilang basic and fundamental functions. And for the purpose of this discussion, I am categorizing the functions of the management into three. We have the planning, directing, and controlling. So let's start. Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng planning? Or ano yung mga functions ng management when we talk about the planning stage? So in this particular stage, the management is responsible in setting the goals and objectives of the business organization. Like, for example, the primary objective of the business is to earn a profit. So in order to achieve that particular goal, nagsiset tayo ng mga actions na gagawin natin. Meron tayong ina-identify na different alternatives. Like, for example, taasan natin ang production level at para tumaas yung sales natin, rather pataasin natin yung sales natin ng particular product. So there are different set of alternatives na ina-identify ng management in order to achieve the goals and objectives. And we have to take into consideration also na kung, let us say, meron tayong 5 alternative na na-identify, it's also part of the management, the responsibility of the management to select which among the 5 alternatives are considered to be the best. Now, you might be asking a question, Ma'am, why do we need to select the best alternative? Hindi po ba pwedeng lahat na lang po ng alternative ay gawin natin? Now, the answer to that is whether it is a small or even a multinational company, there is always a restriction and limitations in terms of resources. Ibig pong sabihin, there is a limited resources. Every organization has limited resources. And so if there is a limited resources, it is not practical to invest the resources to different set of alternatives that will lead to the attainment of a single goal or of the same goal. Kaya pipili tayo ng best alternative. Alright? And also, it is also the responsibility of the management to specify how the selected action will be implemented. So kasama doon, i-identify nila ano yung mga activities na kailangan nilang gawin in order to implement the alternative na napili nila. And we all know na kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng activities in business organization, ang mga activities na ito ay merong kaangkas na cost. Meaning, kada galaw natin in any business organization, even in our personal lives, kada galaw natin, there is a cost involved. That is why, commonly, the plans of the management are being converted into plan quantifiable or in figures. And that is what we call the budget. Right? We define the budget as a plan in a quantifiable amount or in figures. And who is responsible in making the budget? Right? Ang responsible po sa pag-prepare ng budget, the function, is on the manager of the accounting department. And the term controller is a term being used to refer yung manager ng isang accounting department. Therefore, we accountants can be termed as controller also. All right? Now, is it enough na nagkaroon ng planning? The answer is no. Kailangan, of course, nandun tayo sa second function, which is the directing. So sa directing naman, you mobilize the people in order to carry out the plans and to run the routine operations. And dito po pumapasok yung mga overseeing the day-to-day activities of the organization. And lastly, we also have controlling. Sa controlling stage naman, we ensure that the plan is actually being carried out, and if there is a need for some modification, nagkakaroon ng appropriate modification. Ma'am, what are the possibilities na kailangan nating magkaroon ng modification? Considering na hindi po ba pwede na kung ano na lang yung pinlano natin, yun na lang din po ang gawin natin in actual? Well, the ideal thing is whatever is planned, yun yung gagawin natin in actual. However, there are circumstances na mayroong nung pinlano natin, hindi natin alam na nag-exist or biglang nag-exist during the actual time. Therefore, kailangan natin magkaroon ng modification. Like for example, you plan to use plastic as the packaging of your product. However, during the time na naproduce mo na yung product, nagkaroon, let us say, ng law prohibiting the use of plastic. Therefore, you will not be insisting to use the plastic as your packaging kasi nga pinagbabawalan siya. So you have to make some adjustments. No? Papalitan natin yung product packaging natin. Alright? So those are the common or the basic functions of management: planning, directing, and controlling. Now, you might be asking, why are we studying or why are we refreshing ourselves with the functions of management? Because the topic or the subject matter under the strategic cost management is actually management accounting. Ano ba yung management accounting? It is referred to as managerial accounting. It is the field of accounting that provides economic and financial information for managers and other internal users. So therefore, bilang mga accountants, we are providing financial information to the users. Siyempre, yung information na ginagamit natin or binibigay natin or napuproduce ng ginagawa natin, kailangan magiging basis siya ng decision making, right? That's the context of accounting. Now, the management accounting is specifically designed in order to provide information to managers. So, para natin malaman kung anong klase ng financial information ang kailangan nating mag-produce so that it will be useful for our managers, kailangan alam natin what are the functions of management. Ano yung mga kailangan nilang information. And so that is why we discussed first the functions of management before going into details about the management accounting. All right. Now, another question. Ma'am, pinag-aralan ko na po ang accounting standards. Ang dami po namin pinag-aralang PAS, PFRS. Pwede po bang enough na yun? So that kung ano man po ang information na kailanganin ng management ng aming organization ay mag-provide namin? We will answer that when we compare a financial accounting from a management accounting. We know that the accounting standards na inaral ninyo probably during your conference and the financial statements na ginagawa ninyo is a product of financial accounting. Now, let's compare the financial accounting from the managerial accounting so that we will know kung enough na po ba ang FA knowledge ninyo or kailangan pa talaga natin pag-usapan ang managerial account. Let's have first the users. In terms of users, ang FA natin, external persons who make financial decisions. So basically, kapag financial accounting yung pinag-uusapan natin, we're talking about the primary users or the external users. We're talking about the investors, the current and the potential investors, as well as the creditors. The information that they need is that profitable ba yung business? Meron ba akong profit na makukuha sa kanila once na nag-invest ako? Or in terms of creditors, mababayaran ba yung papautang ko sa kanila? That's the users of financial accounting information. However, kapag managerial accounting yung pinag-usapan natin, the primary users are the managers who are involved in the planning and controlling of the organization. So they are considered to be internal to the organization. The information needed by creditors and investors is different from the information needed by the managers. Let's go to the second one, time focus. Ang sabi po ng financial accounting, it's historical perspective when managerial accounting is future emphasis. So bakit po ganito yung comparison nila? In financial accounting, historical perspective siya. What does it mean? Wala kang ilalagay sa financial statements or wala kang ilalagay sa financial accounting records mo unless nangyari siya. Ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Every transaction na i-record mo in your financial accounting records, it must be supported by evidences. Kailangan po ay nangyari yan para mailagay. So therefore, lahat ng information na inilalagay natin sa financial records natin, financial accounting records natin, ay nangyari in the past. Like for example, when you prepare financial statements for the year 2021, so lahat ng laman ng information, for example, income statement ng 2021, lahat lang po yun ang laman nun. Wala yung nakalagay or wala yun, hindi kasama sa financial accounting information mo yung mga mangyayari sa 2022 or 2023. Okay? Pero kapag managerial accounting, the emphasis is medyo futuristic tayo ng konti. We are doing forecasts kasi. No? We plan, the managers make the plan, and the plan is based on whatever will happen in the future. Okay? In terms of verifiability versus relevance, ang financial accounting emphasis is on verifiability. As I have mentioned earlier, wala kang ilalagay na information sa financial accounting kung hindi yan verifiable through supporting documents. Kung walang supporting documents, wala kang record na gagawin. Kapag managerial accounting yan, the emphasis is on relevance. Even if hindi siya verifiable, but if it is relevant enough for planning and control, i-consider natin siya sa management account. Right? In terms of precision versus timeliness, financial accounting focuses on precision while management accounting is timeliness. Ano pong ibig sabihin nito? Like for example, we want to identify the amount of sales ng company. Yung company natin maraming branches. Okay? So kapag po financial accounting ang pinag-uusapan natin, the information about the sales must be precise and must be accurate. Meaning, if the total sales of all the branches combined is 14,545,633, it must be presented in the financial accounting at that amount. It must be precise. However, sabi ng management accounting, if there is a chance na hindi mo makuha on a timely basis yung information about 14,500,000 plus, sabi ni management accounting, pwede nating tanggapin na 14.5 estimate yan. Kasi if we need to make decision right now, and the actual and the precise and the accurate information cannot be given at this particular point in time, pwede tayong mag-rely sa estimates lang. Kasi we need the information today. Management accounting point of view, timeliness is very important. Kasi hindi na natin iintayin makuha yung exact amount because baka kapag inintay pa natin yun, hindi na magiging timely yung information. Ngayon mo kailangan gumawa ng decision, next week mo pa makukuha ang information, that's useless already. Right? In terms of subject, the primary focus of financial accounting is the whole organization, while the management accounting focuses on segments. Like it can be per product line, it can be per department. So yun yung ginagawa natin sa management accounting. In terms of following the GAAP or the accounting standards, it is mandatory and prescribed in financial accounting, but not in management accounting. And the reports being prepared in financial accounting is a requirement for external reports. Now, but management accounting, it's not mandatory. So that is how you compare financial and management accounting. So if the question earlier kanina is, enough na po ba yung information or knowledge pa about financial accounting for me to provide information to my management as management accountant, then based on this, another field talaga, si managerial accounting. Merong mga specific needs ang managers na hindi mapoprovide ng information from the financial accounting. All right? And this is, if management accounting is another field, then being management accountant is another career for us. So before, primarily engaged lang sa cost accounting ang management accountants. No? But now, they are being held responsible also for strategic cost management. They assist in evaluating how well the company is employing resources. Sabi ko nga po kanina, the resources of the company is very limited, and therefore it is mandatory and beneficial for the company to employ and allocate the resources accordingly. And that is the role of the management accountants. We assist them in evaluating the way they perform the allocation of the resources. Okay?